سلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لقد من الله على المؤمنين إذ بعث فيهم رسولا من أنفسهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. لقد من الله على المؤمنين. Allah has surely conferred a favor upon the believers. على المؤمنين إذ بعث فيهم, when he raised within them, in their midst, رسولا من أنفسهم, a messenger from among themselves. So here, so far, in the previous last week we had read that some Sahaba and some Munafiqeen, some Sahaba out of their ignorance and some Munafiqeen out of their ill will had thought and in their minds accused the Prophet ﷺ of na'uzu billah, misappropriating in the spoils of war in Badr. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had explained that it is not simply possible for a Nabi to do it. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is again in this ayah telling the mu'mineen, the believers, of the status of the Prophet ﷺ and how great of a bounty, how great of a favor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done to the mu'mineen, especially the believers, by letting them be in the company of the Prophet ﷺ, by giving them a prophet, the best of the humankind, and made him among them. So how great of a favor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did to them. Definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Allah surely manna Allahu ala al-mu'mineen, has done a favor, a bounty, ihsan, a great favor to mu'mineen. So we read that the Prophet ﷺ is rahmatul lil alameen. He is the mercy to all worlds. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, laqad manna Allahu ala al-mu'mineen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has conferred a favor upon mu'mineen. So the explanation here is that something is in and of itself something, but the particular gain, the particular benefit is gained from that someone or something by the people who have the capacity to gain favor from it, gain the use of it. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about Quran, hudal lil muttaqeen, that it is a huda, it is a guidance, it is a guide, but for who? Lil muttaqeen. So Quran itself is huda, Quran itself is guidance, but only the muttaqeen, only the people who have fear of Allah at their heart, they will be able to use the Quran for huda, for guidance. Similarly, about the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ is rahmah in his person for every single creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be it animals, be it humans, be it jinn kind, be it lifeless things. Prophet ﷺ is rahmah to them. But the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is expressed to the Prophet ﷺ will be used by the mu'mineen, by the people who believe in the Prophet ﷺ. So those who do not believe in the Prophet ﷺ, the rahmah of the Prophet ﷺ extends to them as well. They are created by virtue of the Prophet ﷺ. They are allowed to live and they are allowed to eat and drink by virtue of the Prophet ﷺ. But the real benefit of the Prophet ﷺ and his coming into this world is going to be gained by the mu'mineen. The other explanation here is that the Prophet ﷺ, when you think about favor or blessing or ni'mah, our minds, because we've been so influenced by the material world, go towards material favors. So for example, if you say somebody, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did bounty to them, what do you think? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them maybe awlad, children. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them money, gave them a good profession, gave them respect and honor in the society. Those are material things. And our minds have been trained to think in material terms. But the real benefit of the Prophet ﷺ is not material but spiritual. And only the mu'mineen will be able to gain that spiritual benefit from Rasulullah ﷺ. In fact, we are not fulfilling the right of the prophethood of the Prophet ﷺ if we are not gaining the spiritual benefit from the Prophet ﷺ. Because the material benefit from the person of the Prophet ﷺ, the kuffar, the even the non-humans, let alone non-Muslims, non-humans gained that material benefit. The earth gains a material benefit from the Prophet ﷺ. The trees gained a material benefit from the Prophet ﷺ. The animals gained a material benefit from the Prophet ﷺ. It is a particular station of mu'mineen, the believers only, that they not only gained a material benefit from the Prophet ﷺ, but they gained a spiritual benefit from the Prophet ﷺ. إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did favor upon favor that when this messenger came, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this messenger from one among them, from among their kind. And this may mean that the Prophet ﷺ was a human. The Prophet ﷺ was a human. He was not any other kind. He was not a jinn. He was not a nur. He was not an angel. He was min anfusihim. This ayah of the Quran is telling that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Prophet ﷺ from among humankind. Yatlu, now the purpose of the Prophet ﷺ, what does this Prophet do? Yatlu alayhim ayati. He recites to them or recites upon them the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore the ulama have said this ayah and this subject, this has in these words exactly the same words, has been said at least at 3 other places in the Quran, maybe others as well, that these are the purposes, the key purposes of the bi'that or the sending of the Prophet ﷺ. The first one is tilawat of ayat, recitation of ayat. What does that mean? How is the ayat, the verses of the Quran, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supposed to be recited? Their form, how their makharij, how is the Quran supposed to be recited? So if people are ignoring the proper recitation of Quran, they are ignoring the very purpose, one of the very purposes for which the Prophet ﷺ was sent into this world. Therefore our ulama and mashayikh pay a very close importance to anybody who wants to tread on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to become a beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a necessary requirement that you pay very close and dear attention to correcting your delivery of the words of the Quran, the qira'at of the Quran, the tilawat of the Quran. Yatlu alayhim ayati wa yuzakkihim. This talks about the spiritual benefit of the Prophet ﷺ, that he cleanses their souls. Yuzakkihim, does their tazkiyah. Therefore, the second purpose, the most important purpose of the Prophet ﷺ is to not only straighten the physical form and teach them the physical teachings of deen, but also the spiritual teachings of deen. Prophet ﷺ through his teachings has clarified at several points, at several times, that a human being is not what only you see, not made of bones and flesh and skin, but a human being is called a human being when they have a spirit within them. If the spirit is gone, they are no longer called a human being, they are called a body. So therefore, the real purpose of the sending of the Prophet ﷺ is to work on the spirits of mu'mineen. And mu'mineen, the real mu'mineen, are those who correct and straighten their spirits using the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, using the company of the Prophet ﷺ. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And the other thing that he does is, the third important purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in this ayah is that he teaches them. What does he teach them? Kitab wal hikmah. Kitab is the Quran, hikmah is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So kitab, he teaches them the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wal hikmah, the benefit, the wise words, which are, according to consensus of Mufassirin, hikmah refers here to sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ recites and teaches the recitation of the Quran. The Prophet ﷺ purifies the spirit of human beings, and the Prophet ﷺ teaches the meanings of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning kitab and hikmah together and associating this with the Prophet ﷺ. This means that the understanding of the Quran is not perfect, not complete. In fact, it cannot even begin without the words of the Prophet ﷺ. So if somebody says that I only read the Quran and they do not want to read the hadith or do not have a grasp of the knowledge of hadith, they will never be able to fully understand the Quran. They will never be able to gain the right meaning, extract the right meaning out of Quran. So to read the Quran, to understand the Quran, to do this, to gain the ilm of kitab, you also have to have the ilm of hikmah or the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you can't do it on your own, which you obviously can't do on your own, then you have to go to the teachers, the wuratha, the inheritors of the Prophet ﷺ, which are ulama. So when you have to understand the Quran, you also have to understand the Hadith, and when you have to do this together, you have to go to the ulama definitely. Simply reading the translation of the Quran, simply reading the words of the explanation of the Quran in books will not get you anywhere. Will actually do what? Get you in a يُضِلُّ بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَيَهْدِي بِهِ كَثِيرًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is saying that through this Quran we will misguide many, and through this Quran we will guide many. So if you don't do it the proper way, we run the risk of going into the direction where we are misguided by the Quran. وَإِن كَانُوا مِن قَبْلُ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. Until the Prophet ﷺ had done these things to them, these people were in open ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ, open error. They were on the path of open mistake. They were erring openly. So these things, when they have them, then they come out of ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ, open error. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gain understanding of our deen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Mursaleen. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqih. Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi. Amin.